All right, let's get to our naturally inspired moment for today. This is such a good one. So I went on, a few long runs, and I had an opportunity to kind of dive in and look at some topics. And I'm super interested in communication. I tell you that all the time. I study like vocabulary and language, and why do people say things the way they do? And, how can we get better outcomes? Because I really think that a lot of the time when we have problems in life with our relationships or with the outcomes that we want to get, it's because it's a miscommunication. It's really miscommunication. So, this topic is so valuable. So I stumbled upon this YouTube video that's like 10 years old or something from a gal by the name of Louise Evans. And she talked about some behaviors that we use that we're not even aware of. Okay. And these behaviors shape our outcomes. And I just love the way she described this. So I'm going to bring it to you today with my own take on it as well, because there were some things I even stopped. I stopped my run and I'm like, oh, I got to write that down, which I often do. But this one was a really good one. So 5 behaviors that we all use, okay, that we might not even be aware of, but they drastically shape our outcomes in our life. So the way she describes it is there's kind of 5 different behaviors and attitudes we bring into the world that shape everything for us. And the number one, she actually did a demonstration in this video where she set out 5 chairs. Okay. And each chair represented a different behavior. And so the first chair was the jackal. And the jackal is a lot what you think, right? When you think of a jackal, you're like, oh, it's kind of deceptive. Maybe it's sneaky, right? Well, the jackal is when we present with a behavior that's very judgy. Okay. We're judging. So we're looking for what is wrong in every scenario. So, picture yourself having in a scenario, right? With whether you're, out with family or at a gathering or whatever. Are you in the jackal chair where you're judging? Okay. Because you have to ask yourself this question when you're judging. Do you want a relationship with this person or in this, organization? Or do you want to be right? So do you want to get what you want out of this relationship and outcome? Or do you want to be right? Because if you want to be right, you might not be able to have a relationship with that person. So you've got to decide what's more important to you. When we judge, we're thinking all the things. Right? Why are they doing it this way? That's not right. And we're doing that because we feel like we have the right to impart our view on people and on others. And the problem with that is it's just very damaging to our relationships. And why? What are we getting out of it? What are we getting out of it? Well, I feel really right. Well, good for you, because nobody likes you now. You know what I mean? Like, so you've got to, and if that's the outcome, you're listen, if you're fine with that outcome, then go do it. I mean, sometimes, there just ain't no change in people, and you've had enough is enough. Okay. So I'm not saying that there isn't a place for this, but the idea is be aware of what behavior you're bringing into this situation. If you're bringing the jackal in, then don't expect for it to end well. Okay? So a little self-check before you interact with people or as you're interacting with people, like, wait a minute, what chair am I in here? What behavior am I bringing to this scenario? Number 2, and by the way, the jackal was the red chair. The next chair is called the yellow chair, and that's the hedgehog. So what behavior are you bringing in with a hedgehog? This is Mr. or Mrs. Self-doubt. Do you know him? Do you know her? We all suffer from this. Okay. We all suffer from self-doubt. This is when we're sitting in the chair and we're very vulnerable. right? We look at the world as it's an evil world. Everybody's out to get me. We judge ourselves. I don't have what it takes. I'm not good enough. We play the victim, like, I can't do it because of this, right? Excuses. So we have a choice to make when we're sitting in that chair. When we're sitting in the hedgehog chair, we have a choice to make. Are you going to give up? Or are you going to find a way to navigate it and push through anyway? This is a big one, right? Because a lot of things happen with self-doubt. You not only have self-doubt in your mind, but you have self-doubt in your nervous system. So you're having a very physical, visceral reaction a lot of times when you're in the hedgehog chair. So how do you manage that, right? This is where we develop a skill set to manage this. We have to manage self-doubt, right? We have to counter that negative self-talk with better talk, okay? But also we have to manage our biology and make sure that we are, supplementing to support our nervous system, but also living a lifestyle that supports our nervous system, right? Where we take time out from inputs, right? Stop the inputs like the scroll hole and all of the information that we're taking in all the time, because that overloads and leads to more self-doubt and manifests in your nervous system, so that it makes it harder when you have negative thoughts to control your nervous system, to master your nervous system. So that's the hedgehog. The next chair is the meerkat. And the meerkat, that's when we're in vigilant behavior. So this is the wait chair, she called it, the wait chair, the WAIT. We wait and we listen. Okay? So this is curious. This is where we're curious. Oh, why do I feel this way? Oh, that really made me mad. Before you react, right? You go, oh, that's really making me mad. Why is that making me mad? I wonder why. I wonder why this person seems angry with me. I wonder why. This is curious. This is a good example because, meerkats, they kind of pop their head up and they observe all around them. That's what they're known for. And this is where we are in vigilant status. So being vigilant means you're collecting data. You're collecting data in the situation so that you can respond and understand, listen, we have no idea what this person may be going through at this given time. Even people we think we know, they're grappling with stuff. Everybody's grappling with something. And so when we ask questions, we can bring in the empathy part of ourselves. We can be a little bit more empathetic, and we can seek to understand. And guess what that does? That cools down anger, that cools down irritation. And it's just a matter of taking time and building that behavior to be vigilant first. Number 4, the fourth chair is the dolphin. And she described this as the best place for us to be, because the dolphin is where we grow. This is where we feel free. This is where we feel playful. We're assertive, but not aggressive. We're self-aware of everything around us. And we know where we are, and we know where we're going. So being in the dolphin behavior mode is where we want to stay, right? We want to be there most of the time. Now we're humans. We're going to bounce in all 5 of these chairs all the time. The key is awareness. It's not perfection. It's just understanding, oh my gosh, I'm ruining this interaction, or I'm ruining this situation because I'm in the jackal chair. I'm judging. Right? Oh my gosh, I'm ruining this moment, this opportunity, because I'm in the hedgehog chair. I'm self-doubting like crazy. So when you have awareness, then it all makes more sense, and you can be a little bit more forgiving with yourself as well, because know that we all do these things from time to time. It's about spending less time in the jackal chair and maybe more time in the dolphin chair. And the 5th one is the giraffe chair. And did you know that the giraffe is the animal with the biggest heart, biggest land animal with sorry, the biggest, the land animal with the biggest heart is what I want to say. And so that represents empathy and compassion. And so are we practicing empathy and compassion? Because when we come at it with empathy and compassion, again, that can really extinguish a lot of frustration. It can extinguish anger. And it's also the biggest gift that you can give to someone else, is extending the gift of empathy and understanding. In this TED Talk, she used an anecdotal story to kind of describe how these 5 chairs play out for her. And the example that she used is that she had had a new partner, and she wanted to build a new boyfriend, and she wanted to build a relationship with his daughter, who was grown. She was 20. And so it was very important to her to build this relationship. So she bought tickets to a very fancy jazz club with a band that she loved, and she took the daughter there, and everything was going great. And then as they're watching the band in this very, pricey jazz club or what have you, she looks over to the daughter, and the daughter's on the iPhone. And she immediately goes into jackal. She's pissed, right? I spent all this money, I spent all this time, like she's on her iPhone, right? But she had choices because she understood the jackal, the hedgehog, the meerkat, the dolphin, and the giraffe. She knew she had choices. So how was she going to approach this? She wanted to go jackal right away, but she chose meerkat, and she was more vigilant. She asked questions. She learned, what's going on? You're like, how's it going? Are you enjoying this? Come to find out, the daughter was on her iPhone posting about what a fantastic time she was having with her at this club, this fancy place, and just absolutely loving it. So you can see how easily things can go wrong unnecessarily. So bring awareness to your 5 behaviors that you use without even knowing it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.